Hi everybody and welcome to this video. It's going to be about Two of Swords, a card that confuses a lot of people. It's a quiet card, it's a meditative card. It doesn't give a lot of information, and the fact that it doesn't give a lot of information is part of the answer in this card. Keep your thoughts and your ideas and your opinions close to you. Maybe don't even reveal it when Two of Swords is showing up, because Two of Swords speak of creating another reality away from drama, away from conflict. And even though it is tempting to speak up and speak out, Two of Swords says there's a time right now for holding back. Don't reveal everything you're thinking. Don't let everybody know who you are. Don't make it so easy for people to put you in a box and categorize you. Don't let them know what you're up to. The fact that there's secrecy around you gives you an enormous amount of protection. There might be a better time and a better way to express yourself. And never go to anyone in anger. This is a card for being a bit smarter. So if you are meeting someone new, don't be so quick to let them know who you are. That's what this card means. So it doesn't mean forever and always never let anyone know who you are. But in this situation with the people that you're meeting right now, it's a good idea to pay attention to what they're doing and what they're saying, but don't reveal so much about who you are. So this is a card for sophistication and privacy, balance. But it's very hard to have balance if you have no privacy. And if that throws you off, then it's very easy then to lose sophistication. So if you can think of three things, think of having balance. Balance leads to sophistication. But if you can't achieve balance, see where are you exposed, where are people getting to you. That's where you need more privacy. In a love reading, this card speaks of the seeker seeking out someone who is an equal to them. And they don't want drama. That's not the sort of relationship that they want. Whatever the seeker wants, what their goal is, what they want to achieve, it's very important to them when Two of Swords show up. So when they're looking for love, they want a partner that's going to help them in some way to achieve their goal. But if their relationship is consuming energy, it will take them away from their goal. So they want someone who will be supportive, who will be by their side, but not someone who's going to be a high maintenance relationship. If the seeker is single, that's the sort of person they're seeking out. Someone to strengthen them through balance. In a relationship, it can mean that it's a quiet, it's a quiet relationship. It's where the seeker can be to have peace. This is a relationship who brings them peace and also most likely gives them quiet support as well. But sometimes if the seeker is single, they might be unable to see someone very suitable because they are focused so much either inwardly or they're focused on something else. The relationship and love might not be on the agenda. In a career reading, Two of Swords is one of the better cards to get because it speaks of someone who's very good at focusing. And they're very good at just doing the job without getting distracted. And they're not participating in workplace drama. If they want their own business and they want to create their own business, Two of Swords speak of someone who has clear thinking. So they're able to get everything together that they need in a very quiet way. People probably wouldn't even know what they're up to. They just manage to assemble everything they need and off they go. You can't speak of talents that the seeker have in intellectual type work. You can even speak of as a situation. Facts, laws, regulations, evidence, everything that can be proven and measured can be scientific, a science job. But it can also just simply mean the seeker is able to cooperate really well with others. They're able to assemble what they need to do the job. And that's what they're focusing on. Sometimes because of the swords, it means cutting. And because there's two swords, almost like scissors, it can mean very just straightforward hairdressing. In a yes-no reading, Two of Swords is a more likely a yes. But the trick here is that less is more. The less you try, the easier it is. It is a card for non-resistance. As feelings, this card speaks of being emotionally a little bit disconnected. This is someone who likes it to be more... They like to understand everything intellectually before they trust their feelings. It can speak of someone who's not very good at trusting their feelings. If you're asking how someone feels about you, it can mean that the person is still trying to understand you. So they're not really someone who's very emotional. In a relationship, it can mean that the other part, if you're asking how they're feeling about you in a relationship, that they need more space to be by themselves. And especially if there's been conflict, the person needs some time to just gather their thoughts. They need time out, basically. And they need time out to resolve it. But they need to do it in their heads before it reaches their hearts. Personality type, this is someone who you might find it's a bit hard to get close to, because this person wants things to be very balanced and in a certain way, and they don't like anyone, changing too much in their lives. They're seeking harmony in their life more so than anything, but this harmony, what they want is for it to give them room to grow, because this is someone who has ideas that they want to bring to life. They work hard towards getting what they want, but they do it in a non-resistant way and often in a very peaceful way. They don't like conflict, and they will compromise a great deal to avoid arguments. And sometimes that means that they won't make a decision, because they just don't want to rock the boat, and it's easier for them to just wait until the situation makes a decision for them. And that sometimes in relationship, especially, they can become very, can become almost a bit sacrificial towards how they feel. They rather take care of someone else's feelings, and they tend to be very private people. When Two of Swords is reversed, it can mean that the seeker is unable to avoid conflicts. The compromises aren't reached, and the seeker might have too much personality. So instead of being, inward thinking and being very non-resistant and just peacefully able to resolve things, Two of Swords reverse people, their personality get in their own way. There's a lot of talking, but very little action. So that's like the opposite of Two of Swords upright, when there's little talk, but more action. The person might, when you get this card reversed, might be someone who talks themselves up, maybe they pretend, maybe they lie. There's often information overload, and it's confusion what is really going on. And also, if Two of Swords shows up reversed, or if it's a cross, in the Celtic cross, it can mean that there's gossiping and toxic tongue syndrome, and someone can only say mean things about others. That's at the heart of why things are going badly. And maybe the seeker have fallen into a trap of gossiping because that's the environment, or maybe the people are hanging around, or maybe they're on the receiving end of gossip. So what the lesson is then to find a more healthier way of engaging. The seeker also, if you get this reversed, it's better to, you can flip it up by being more supportive towards others. Or even, if you feel like people are not supportive at all, find ways to be the support that you wish someone would be for you, and that will change the situation. When it's a personality type and it's reversed, it can mean that someone is confusing facts from fiction, and that this makes them more confused, and that can create some imbalances. They don't know what's going on around them, and the fact that they are so confused, especially in regards to what is reality, then it takes a toll on their personal relationship, and there is no harmony. And these Two of Swords reverse people, they find it very hard to trust, and very rarely do people trust them, or they've put their faith into the wrong people. So it can be very chaotic and confrontational. So if you get Two of Swords reversed, have a look at who you put your faith towards, and maybe it's maybe you shouldn't trust them as much, or maybe you shouldn't put all your faith into something that ultimately can fail and let you down. When it is a reversed, it can really be a very confusing time for the seeker. Let's see if there's anything else we need to know about Two of Swords. Now we're going to ask the runes. Okay, so what the runes are showing me is that with Two of Swords, the seeker has a choice to either continue forward on their path or go higher. It's almost like a little bit of a crossroad. They can either keep going on their journey, which will take them further, or they can be more still and in their meditation and focus on very much on meditation and stillness, but there won't be much changes in the physical world, but it will take them higher, much higher. So that's what that is a crossroad, that where the seeker is, and more often than not they will choose to stay where they are. And you can almost look for someone that looks from the outside in, that there's no changes in the person and they're living the same life year in and year out, but what they're not seeing is there's a lot of changes. They're achieving it through meditation. So this is a very meditative card, more so than what I realized before I cast the runes. They acquire a lot of wisdom through reading, researching, meditating, and that's the most important thing to them. They're rejuvenating themselves. And there can be quite a lot of initiations, but people don't maybe see them as initiations because the seeker lives a very quiet life, but it's more, again, on the inside. They are rejuvenating themselves on the inside. If they choose to have more changes on the outside, that could be moving, for example, they often will find that they won't find the peace. They might achieve a lot of things, but in the end, their goal is to have peace and harmony. And that, if this is a lesson for this lifetime, if this is a reason why, everyone has a purpose, then your purpose is actually to do meditative work, to find answers from within, to get in touch with your inner being. It's going to be a lot less on the physical. That is a lot of distraction. So every time you move or you do like a big change, that could be blocked. Like if you try and change jobs and it's blocked, you try and move, it's blocked. You could be in a Two of Swords situation where your purpose in this situation is to be still and be in a stable environment where you can develop from the inside out. Not so much going somewhere and the outside is changing the inside. It's more changing from the inside and out. But most people won't even see these changes, and only you will know. And it's really very important in this card that the seeker really learns to trust themselves, because no one will really understand what you're doing. You might live very different from others, and people will maybe think that you don't have as many experiences as what they do, but you do but you get it in other ways. So Two of Swords is really about the inner life, not so much on the outer. So it's an inner journey, and to be able to achieve this, there's a bit more passiveness in the lifestyle. So if it's meditation, and you could become a meditation master, or if it's healing, then you'll be an expert at that. If it is writing, then you'll be able to write amazing books, because there's such refinery and practice and devotion seen in Two of Swords that creates this change. And that's what people don't see. But when they see the products that you can produce, then they see it. Only someone who's really refined and who has gone through an extraordinary transformation will be able to do this. So Two of Swords is really a very good card to get in the tarot cards. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. The next card I'm going to talk about is Three of Swords. Bye!